How's it going, guys? I hope you're doing well. Today we have a very exciting product that we're going to be taking a look at and reviewing. It's a brand new truck option from none other than Deli fingerboards. They recently just did their first drop of their Deli trucks. They look really promising. They look really cool. I'm very excited to take a look at them. I picked up one set and I was able to snag from the very first drop. We're gonna get these unboxed, get them on a deck, and we're gonna show you guys how they function. If you're unfamiliar with Deli, Deli specializes in plastic fingerboards, professional plastic fingerboards. They are very, very nice, really fun to use. I personally always prefer wood for my setups, but having a Deli, it's always fun to mess around with, and they're obviously a great company. So I'm very excited to see what they are bringing to the truck world, and I'm hoping that we get a good set of professional trucks that are not too expensive and actually function decently. If you've never seen a Deli fingerboard before, this is the only one I personally have. This is a collaboration between Chems and Deli, and if you look, it is plastic. There are no wood plies. It is a fully plastic board. They're really sweet, honestly. They sound and feel different than a wooden board, so I never was a huge fan. So these were $35 for a set. So cheaper than Dynamics, way cheaper than BRTs. Anything that I really see that is different when it comes to the Deli trucks versus BRTs and Dynamics is the hangers are shaped a little bit differently. And then the kingpin, rather than it being a like screwdriver, screw-in reverse kingpin, it is still a reverse kingpin, but you're gonna be using a, something like you would use for your lock nut. It's not actually a screw. It is, you'll see it. I'll show you. Stop yapping. I'm gonna get some trucks off of a deck that I've been wanting to use, and then we'll move down to the desk cam and we can take a look at everything. Really, really cool and interesting packaging right here. Really, really shiny. I like it. It looks really good. I always enjoy really nice packaging. So everything is separated, which is pretty cool. Got a nice Deli sticker right there. This one is going to be the base plates. This one is the hangers. You get your tool and your hardware. And then this is going to be your lock nuts, your bushings, and pivot cups and whatnot. So I'm gonna get everything unpackaged and I'll put the trucks together and we can take a look. Base plates here. Base plates look pretty nice. They are pre-threaded already, which is pretty sweet. Probably gonna be hard for me to show again until I do some close-ups later. But these are the kingpins. There is no screw for you to, or like screw holes for you to screw in. So with these, you're gonna take just like your normal circular bit and just screw them in like that. All right, so I have the first one put together. Just get it in a little close for you guys. Looks pretty solid. It was actually really simple to put together. Didn't really have any issues, especially with that that lock nut being, or not the lock nut, but the kingpin being a little bit different. No issues. Something that's really sweet about these that I noticed immediately before they even dropped is their grind clearance is really high. You have a lot of grind clearance here. So you're not at all going to have to worry about catching on smiths or crooks or anything like that. You can see, if I move it a little bit, you can see that insignia on there, on the hanger of the truck. And then there is that very interesting kingpin. So I've got them pretty much all put together. I'm gonna go ahead and mount them onto the deck and we'll be able to get even more close-ups. So as I'm actually mounting these onto the deck, something I want to note is these are probably going on as easy as a truck could. For a truck right out of the box, I've not had to force any screws. I've not had to, you know, make the threads yourself, which can always make the process a little more difficult. This is probably the easiest the process has ever been for putting trucks onto a deck. These are what the trucks look like mounted onto a deck. They actually look super sick, really clean. These are feeling pretty sweet. I don't really have anything negative to say yet. I am actually really enjoying these. We're gonna skate them a little bit more. I'm gonna get some clips and whatnot, and then we'll come back for final thoughts. So before we move to the actual clip section of the video, where you guys just see me testing out these trucks, just gonna make a couple notes and also do a very shameless plug. When I started putting the board up with the trucks, It was the green and orange split ply from Shocker that I've been using for quite a while. Since then, I've swapped the trucks over to a different board, which this is actually a test board, but this is a Shocker board, and it is a new egg style of shape called the Zero that Shocker is going to be dropping soon. I've been testing it out. I think it's great. He is also going to be dropping the sweeper mold, which is going to be a low concave, higher kicks mold. I definitely recommend trying both of these out. I think they are the best molds that Shocker has released to date. I've been testing them out a lot, so instead of continuing with the green and orange split ply deck, I just moved the Delis over to the Zero mold, which you can even see here because I have them on there. But that was just a quick note. Let's move to the clips, and then we'll come back and then talk about the trucks in full. Well, we have some things to talk about, guys, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. When it comes to professional fingerboarding trucks, outside of BRTs and Dynamics, I personally do not see a solid option for pro trucks, at least until now. I am very, very critical over trucks. I think the trucks are the most important part of the fingerboard. Moreover than anything, you could slap a decent set of trucks on a tech deck and be totally fine. Trucks are pretty much essential, and having a good set of trucks is going to make or break a setup. That being said, I really don't, up until now, see a decent option for pro trucks outside of Black River trucks and Dynamics. And these have surprised me in more ways than I can express with words. So I've been keeping up with the development and release of these trucks for a while because I really like Deli as a company. I think they do things really well, and I could see them releasing a very solid truck. And as they released photos, as they released like kind of schematics and stuff like that of how these trucks are going to look, I was very excited because they looked very promising. There are some aesthetic things that did not necessarily jive with me at first. I have since turned around, but aesthetics aren't super important unless you're really trying to go for a specific look with your board. But I will talk about the aesthetics that I didn't like at first and where I'm at now. You can see the kingpin with these is just like a nut, like a screw-on nut, rather than like Dynamics with their inverted kingpins being a screw that you screw into the base plate. While I was kind of worried about it at first, I actually really like this alternative, and personally, I would prefer this over a screw-in inverted kingpin, because you don't have to worry about, you know, if you go real tight with your trucks, you don't have to worry about stripping the holes with the screw. You don't have to worry about anything like that, because you just grab yourself a circular tool and just screw the thing in there. Next to aesthetic things that I worried about a little bit, and it's really just a personal thing, has nothing to do with the actual product in itself. I'm not a very big fan of incredibly polished trucks. For some reason, they just give me a China budget kind of look. And while these do look very polished, as I've skated them more, at least on the hanger, polish is not as strong as it was. So they start to wear down and won't look as good as they did right out of the box, which personally, I like that, because trucks should look worn. And the more that you use your trucks, I mean, come on, these 32 BRTs that I have, you can literally see how worn they are from being used. I like that. It gives the immersive feeling. I don't want things to look perfect forever, except sometimes board graphics, but I digress. So I have gotten over them being polished and looking really, really clean. It's one thing that, as long as they're skated, is not going to last forever. And also, the trucks speak for themselves, so them being polished really has nothing to do on how they actually perform. My other gripe at first was I wasn't a super big fan of the Deli stamp on the hanger. And thinking about it more, it kind of just reminds me of skate trucks like Tensor and Venture and Independent that have their little logo right on the hanger. And I actually always really liked that. So thinking of it a little bit more, I kind of really jive with that. It was one of those things at first where, you know, nobody has really done that in fingerboarding trucks, except for some niche examples here and there. The pro trucks, people haven't done that yet. Seeing the Deli insignia on the hanger, actually, I really, really like now. Now, all of the aesthetics aside, because those are really the only things that I have to say that are negative, let's talk about the positives of these, because we've got a lot. Putting together these trucks, even though they arrive completely separate, you have everything apart, unlike BRTs and Dynamics. You have to assemble these things pretty much from scratch. Even that considered, it was probably the easiest set of trucks I've ever had to put together. The base plates are pre-threaded, so don't fight with putting the screws on, because as long as you just go backwards a little bit so that it lines up with the thread and then start going forward, it will be the easiest setup for trucks. I can almost guarantee it, because these just work. The whole truck together just jives so well. And I'm just incredibly impressed on that. One singular note, which it's not that big of a deal, especially since I feel like when it comes to fingerboarding, especially more professional side of fingerboarding, I'm a little bit in the minority. I prefer my trucks a little bit tighter. So when it comes to these bushings, they're very bouncy. So I needed to put on washers to make them just feel a little bit tighter. Maybe just in the future include washers, but that is such a niche thing. And also, I don't really know if that's something that even needs to be done. The amount of people that probably just have washers sitting around from, you know, buying bushings that come with washers, or trucks that come with washers. I don't know if that's something that's even super needed, but maybe just a recommendation for some of us who like the trucks a little bit tighter. Besides that, throwing on those washers, and honestly even without the washers, they skate fantastic. Wheelbase is a direct in-between for Dynamics and BRTs. Look at the wheelbase for these Delis and then these BRTs. You're gonna see that it is slightly longer. And then if we grab some Dynamics, the Dynamic wheelbase is just slightly bigger than the Deli wheelbase. So it is a really nice happy medium between the two. Placing these on some kind of rating system, if these become as readily available as Dynamics, I would recommend to somebody who is newer and wants the best option for the least amount possible, I would recommend Deli trucks over Dynamics, even if you're looking for the best option. As long as their availability gets higher, because they've only had like 2 drops already. Dynamic is at such a position where you can go to probably any fingerboard site, and even some niche like Singular deck makers, they stock Dynamics. Everyone has Dynamics. Dynamics are everywhere. So if Deli could end up getting to that point, which that is a tall mountain to climb, I totally understand that that's in a separate category. Besides like the availability aspect, I would put these higher than Dynamics, which honestly, that's kind of crazy thinking about, because I am very, very, very stingy and picky when it comes to trucks. I pretty much use BRTs over anything at this point. I still have a few sets of Dynamics that I have on other boards that I also use, but my preference is with BRTs. And these are such a good medium between Dynamics and BRTs that I feel like the BRT fan will like them and the Dynamic fan will also like them. I think they lean a little bit more towards Dynamics, because BRTs have that shorter wheelbase. Their weight and their feel is incredibly similar to Dynamics. So if you're one of those people that prefer BRTs but like something specific about Dynamics, maybe you can find that in between with these. I am just absolutely stoked that we have a third potential, and not even potential, a third confirmed pro truck option. And it is an awesome thing, because for a long time, the only option was Dynamics or BRTs. And even as that goes on, there are people who release trucks and they flop or are terrible, or they're just, you know, standard China trucks. I think the best thing that I've been surprised of truck-wise out of anything in a while has been the Hex trucks, but still that is just a budget option. When we're talking about pro trucks, I would say BRT, Deli, Dynamic, and that's huge. And honestly, I could even see putting Deli higher than BRTs just because of price, because BRT's price point is the biggest killer. If BRTs could be any cheaper, they would be the default option, and I would recommend them over everything. But $70 is a freaking lot for a tiny little set of trucks. So Deli being able to price point these at $35, they were literally like 41 bucks with shipping for me, which is cheaper than Dynamics before shipping. Dynamics I think are like 45 or 46. So these being cheaper than Dynamics and performing on the same level as Dynamics and kind of slightly similar, but the wheelbase is different, the kingpin is different, so they are fantastic. And I am just besides myself with how good these trucks are, and I'm so stoked about it because I was not expecting it. I am very cynical when it comes to trucks. I am very judgmental. I do not like anything besides my BRTs and sometimes my Dynamics. Other truck options to me are bad. I don't really care what they are, Vortex, Yellowwood, anything like that. Everything I've tried has been garbage. Hex trucks are really good. I can't use anything besides those two. So coming up with an option that is cheaper than both of them, on the same quality as both of them, and in some aspects has either quality of life differences that are better, or just things about them that are better than either one of them, it's fantastic. So I don't know if I could recommend these enough. So if you have a chance to catch these on a drop, I recommend doing it because they're great. So before I end this video, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded and this video got delayed a little bit farther than I wanted it to. I ended up messing up my ankle pretty bad a couple weeks ago, and it's been kind of hindering me from doing everyday stuff, and I'm slowly getting better. I've been feeling a lot better as of late. I've been trying to do exercises to get my ankle back to normal strength, and I think we're starting to see towards the end of the tunnel. I feel pretty good this morning, but we'll see. Besides that though, last week I hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. And I really can't thank you guys enough. I am so thankful and just so lucky to have the reach that I do, to have the audience that I do, and to feel the insane support of the fingerboarding community is just amazing. You guys have given me something to put my spare time into. You guys have given me something to flex my brain about. You guys have given me more than I think you will ever know. And I appreciate you guys more than anything. And thank you so much. If you haven't subbed already, you can sub below. It's free. And if you have subbed already, make sure to like and leave a comment. I am going to be doing a giveaway soon to celebrate 1,000 subs. I am also going to be doing a special video soon that is going to go over all of my fingerboarding collection, which if you can see, my little board here that normally has all of my decks on it is close to empty because I've been going through the process of taking everything down. So we're going to be doing a 2-part collection video, which is going to show off my entire professional fingerboarding collection, and then I'm going to do a part 2 that's going to go over my pretty decent tech deck collection, which I've gone over that and showed it a few times on Instagram. But if you don't follow me, which you should definitely do, link in the description. People wanted to see the full shebang. Expect those videos coming soon, and also just a little small video just explaining the giveaway and everything like that. I'm very excited for it. Thank you guys again so much. I really don't think I could say thank you enough. I never expected this to end up like it has. For everyone that's subbed, for everyone that's followed me on Instagram, for everyone that's sent me a message, and you guys who have sent me messages just asking for recommendations or asking for help with something. I love helping you guys out, and this is literally why I did this channel, is because the fingerboarding community, while it is smaller than a lot of other communities, there's a lot of products, a lot of things to learn, and I just want to be there for you guys. And I appreciate it more than anything. Thank you for giving me the ability to do this, because it has been awesome. we're coming up on almost a year of me doing this, and it's just been an awesome year. Every event that I've gone to where people have recognized me and said, "What's up?" Everything. It's been awesome. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for just letting me get to do this and enjoying what I put out. So thank you guys so much. Expect the video about the giveaway soon for reaching 1,000 subs, and then expect those collection videos coming soon as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.